Hello everyone, this is Cryptoed, and welcome back to another market analysis video for NBA Top Shot. I haven't done one of these in a while, and a lot has happened on the platform, especially in the last few weeks with the new NBA season underway. It is the afternoon of New Year's Eve right now, and I want to use this video as a sort of end of 2020 price point for comparison moving forward into the new year. I will be covering some of the more important and popular sets, and I'll try to keep this video as brief as I can as there is a lot to cover. First off is the base set. The start of the new NBA season finally closed out the Series 1 of the base set, and immediately we saw prices really start shooting up. As you can see, you have 3 LeBrons as the highest price. And just a few weeks ago, a LeBron MGLE was $400, and you can see these are all already getting close to that $400 price point. So you have the 3 LeBrons, you have Curry for 90, and Luka for 85. Now Luka was going for 100 up until I went to record this video. And just keep in mind as I'm scrolling through this, that all of these were much lower weeks to a month ago. So now we see that these are all LEs with the conclusion of Series 1. And we're really seeing the superstars bubble up to the top in terms of prices like the other sets. But it's just really interesting to see with the base set because how there's multiple of each moment. There's like 4 LeBrons in the top 3 rows already for at least 30. The Kyrie, the number 1 Kyrie went today for, I believe, 1,000. With Hero, you have AD, Zion. Once you start getting past the second Zion is when you start getting into some quote-unquote non-superstars that are up there. Maybe there's some lower circulating counts like this Cam Reddish. We have the original Westbrook is actually pretty low. These Trae Youngs have been going. I sold a couple of these Trae Youngs. I set a lot of these for sale like months ago, and then I looked and they all ended up selling. So that's when I started to take a deeper dive and see what was actually going on. The Vince Carter 15, there's a lot of them, but I expect this to go up. I just expect all of these to go up. John Moran for 12, Curry for 12, even like these types of multiple moments for each player. I just want to quickly scroll through the top so everyone can see before we move on. Notable sales, not really easy way to tell. I know LeBron went for like jersey went for like 5,000 back in October. That Kyrie went for number 1 for 1,000 this morning. I had it up before. Let me quickly see if I can get it. So it only shows the last 1,000 results. So yeah, the number 1 Kyrie went for 1,000, and this looks like a wash trade. But you could definitely dive deeper into Intangible to see more sales. More just want to get a snapshot of these price points. And you see everything was like $1, $2. Some are creeping up to $4. But there's still a lot of good price points, a lot of good deals to be found on the base set. Next up is the Cosmic set as we get into the legendary sets. So the 2 biggest marketplace sales actually both happened today. One happened right before I started recording this, which was the LeBron James Cosmic Serial 35 for just under $9,000. And earlier today, we had the Giannis jersey match go for $8,000. And this is, people were saying, is technically one of the rarest Giannis moments because there aren't as many different Giannis moments such as LeBron in all different sets, especially in terms of jersey match number. And then back in October and August, you have these earlier big sales, all LeBrons ranging between 4,000 and 6,500. CP3 number 1 for 4, more LeBrons, Jokic, and some Zions. Just to quickly browse through some sales, Vince Carter sold today, $2,350. So a lot of these are really starting to move. I think sales volume actually topped 100,000 for the platform today. So looking at descending lowest asking price, LeBron James only 4 for sale up to 12,500 at the time of this video. Pretty incredible. Next you have Luka for 4,000. This jump is actually crazy. I just notice how few are for sale. Everyone's holding on to these. Then you have John Moran, Vince Carter getting the love he deserves in the Cosmic set. You have Jokic for 3. Zion, Giannis is pretty low for Giannis. It's pretty. I'm actually really surprised that he's below some of these other guys. Jason Tatum's up here, and you just see it's already below 2,000. The Cosmic set is just really starting to get crazy, as you saw those two big sales today. Just want to quickly scroll through so we can capture all these price points for the future. These are pretty cheap. I shouldn't say cheap, it's still $400, but I didn't even realize there were some that were. This is the same price as the LeBron base set. I am not really a legendary investor, a little too rich for my blood. I just expect everything LeBron is going to go up, everything Luka is going to go up. Ja Morant, you know, if he keeps performing well, I'm sure he'll stay there. I definitely expect this to shoot up, at least double. I hope Vince Carter stays. So we'll see how this shakes out over the next couple weeks. Next, moving on to the Holo 2020 Legendary set. Similar to the Cosmic, we saw a lot of high-value Holo sales happen this week. You have the top two sales, both LeBron's, number 17 for 5.6K, number 25 for 5.2K. Next, we had the Kawhi jersey, went for 3.5K back in October, and that was the highest on-marketplace sale before this. And then just a couple days ago, again, we see Ja Morant, number 19 for 3,000. Devin Booker, number 1, and jersey for 3,000. A Luka back in October, a draft pick number, that's interesting, for 27. And then also this week we had the Ja Morant number 10 go for 2,500. And you can just see that there's a whole bunch of 2,000 sales, a whole bunch of Giannis sales for around 2,000 in November. Here's a Luka sale on Christmas, number 48. More Lukas, more Giannis. Jimmy Butler jersey went for just under 18 back in November. Trae Young, Kawhi, Luka, Giannis, Luka, Trae. So the theme throughout this whole platform is just the superstars. Now looking at prices. So the most expensive is actually the reward, the Paul George. 25 were minted, only 20 is actually owned by users. Where is it? So these have all been posted for like pretty ridiculous prices. 15,000, 50,000, and then after 20, it's just all NBA Top Shot. That's why it's as high as it is. Because typically that was much lower last time I even looked. So you have LeBron, number 1 at 8,000. There's only a couple of them. Chris Paul shot up 4,800. Again, a lot of that might be just due to the number of listings, why you don't see like a Giannis or some of those other superstars, right after LeBron. Ja Morant 4,000. Damian Lillard. Oh yeah, this is also a reward. Trae Young reward. Luka, Zion, Giannis. I mean, this has to go up. How is this so low? Like the Cosmic. Devin Booker, Curry, Jokic, AD, Harden, Tatum, Kawhi. What I thought was interesting is the only legendary I have is this Kyrie Irving Holo, and he was involved in one of the challenges. And during the challenge, I couldn't even sell it for like $500, so I took it off the market. And then the cheapest is $750, so it went up 50% after the challenge ended. So I think that's just kind of summing up just how price movements have went across the board for a lot of these sets. RJ, Sabonis, Murray, Towns. This is a cool set. People are into this set. It's pretty in line with the Cosmic, which it used to not be like that. The Cosmic was always like a step above, but it seems like this is pretty close in terms of prices. So I guess we'll see what happens. This is interesting with Paul George. You have all the different rewards up here in this set, which kind of affects the pricing. And for the final legendary set for this video, I'm going to look at the 2020 NBA Finals set. The 2020 Finals set was by far the most hyped set maybe even since the platform came out. Interest was very high while the finals was going on. This was the first legendary drop in a while. And this was the only set that I personally was not able to secure a pack for myself when I've been able to get into every other drop that I wanted to, regardless of the demand. It was just insanely difficult to buy into this set. So first, you see that LeBron's for 3,000, and then it quickly drops off. The reward is next for 700, but then you see Hero 555, AD 500, and below. So these were going for a lot at the time. They were all worth a lot. So I pulled up. Make sure it's the right thing I have up here. So you have the most that one of these went for was the AD number one for 5.5 thousand back in November, and then I look through the next 24 highest sales were all LeBron. You just see this wave of LeBron. Another AD, another LeBron, another AD, another LeBron. And then you get to everyone else. So no one else besides LeBron or AD ever sold for over $1,000. So this random Jimmy Butler went for 1,000. And where is he now? 315. This might be one of the only sets that has not at least held its value, let alone go up, which is actually very surprising, especially for a legendary. And I think part of it is due to the tentpole nature of all the playoff sets they put out. Every round they were doing a different set, like the Western Conference Finals set. It's like, I kind of was thinking this at the time, which is why I didn't really go in. Like, no one's really going to care about like a Western Conference Finals set or like a first round set when you have these overarching sets such as Cosmic, Holo, and Base Set, which is always going to be around, always going to be top of mind, when like people aren't really going to be thinking about these very specific sets. So I'm sure they'll do this, in the future, but I would not be investing in those more temple event focused sets. So like I said, if LeBron for $3,000, and then the reward's 700, and then it kind of quickly drops off. Where's AD? Wow, so all the ADs is 500 now. Wow. I just remember how hype people were for this. There's another video where I narrated Luigi, shout out Luigi, opening his, and I was so mad I didn't get one. But I guess now I'm like, whatever. I believe there's actually a lot of rare ones that were never pulled. So I bet those unopened packs. I think the LeBron jersey's still out there or something along those lines. So I'm sure, I might be thinking of the wrong set, but anything unopened for this, those packs will go. But this is actually interesting. And not only did it not hold its value, it went down, whereas every other set we see like a 50% increase every few months. Now we will be moving into the rare sets, starting with the Metallic Gold LE, also called the MGLE set. So about a month ago, I made a video where I opened one of my MGLE packs that has a LeBron James in it. And at the time, LeBron was $400. So I was like, okay, I'll take the risk. I'll open it. And we can already see that in about a month, the price doubled to $800. It was actually up to $1,500 a few days ago, but other people started listing that for lower. So now it's back at $800. And then you have Giannis with $500. That was also much lower, and that has moved up greatly. All of these have, actually. With Kyrie was the reward for one of the challenges. So here is the MGLE set filtered for just LeBron. This is sorted by price. So you can see that last week there were some 400, 450 sales, and then some of the other sales that were for 500. You had one in October, and then you can start seeing around Christmas 500, 575, 590, 600, 675, 700, 823, 1,000, 1,000, 1,000. These are all it's just doubling. Just anything LeBron is just like doubling in price every few months. Or going up 50%, I should say. But basically doubling over time. And let me just clear this for LeBron. There's been over 1,000, so it's not going to have everyone, but in the latest 1,000 results, sorting by price, You see one of the LeBrons went. So one of the Lucas went. A random cereal went for 485. So it actually down a bit from that purchase. Giannis 425. So yeah, I saw this was the lowest. So this was bought today. So now the lowest up to 500. You have Luka again, a Sabonis jersey draft pick 400. Julius Randle. A lot. You see the first men's jersey match. People going after those jersey matches, and then it's dropping off. But again, this is only the last 1,000 sales. There's a lot of different sales, so you can look at the dates. Again, I recommend just diving into this yourself if you really want to get into the nitty gritty of all the different sales, just because there's too many to list here at once. But let's just scroll through the prices and just what I remember. So again, LeBron for 400, that was like amazing a month ago, and now it's like 800. Like, no, we want more than that. Same with everything else. All the Lukas have shot up. Like I said, the base that Luka was 100. It was like 20 or less for forever. Now it's all of a sudden it's 100. John Morant and Zion. These are this whole second row is so low. This set, I've been saying this. You go back to my videos I made in the summer and September. I was like, the MGLE is gonna go up, and they have all got up way more than I even thought. Trae Young, AD. I can't believe that there's these as cheap as it is. I mean, I should put my money where my mouth is and just buy up some of these. But I like the $9 MGLEs, not the 90. Caruso, look at Caruso up here hanging out. Westbrook's only 84. Wow. I mean, in my opinion, you have like the Cosmic, the Holo, the MGLE, and Base Set Series 1. Those are like the 4 big sets that are only going to be going up over time. MGLE Series 1, I should say. I forgot there's a new series each season. I still can't believe every set Donovan Mitchell is so cheap. Bradley Beal, I love Bradley Beal. It's not a max contract, and then your moment's still worth shit. Really? There's a lot of good moments in here. Like under, I sold a Jimmy Butler. I had a Jimmy Butler. I sold it for 50 when the first MGLE challenge came out, and it went back down. Like Paul George, you saw the other Paul George was 1,500 as that legendary reward, but again, the scarcity of everything is why the same exact moment, even in a rare version, is only $34. Are there even any that are below $10? Let's see. I just wanna don't go too fast so you can see everything. Lonzo Ball. I remember Markelle Fultz like $9 forever. I bought one. Okay, so maybe there's DeMar DeRozan. DeMar DeRozan deserves more love. Let's see. That's it. Nope. Wiggins. Sorry, there's a bunch more. I just really want to get all these price points to look back on. Mike Conley signed a max contract. They're worth $13. Okay, so there are a bunch that are like, there's more than I remember here. There are still a lot of pickups for below $20 that I thought that even down here these would go up. I think they'll go up eventually. Even these for $9, I can see, let's say a year or 2 years being like 100. But we'll just have to see how that goes. All eyes are on LeBron James and the Giannis. I think the distribution of the Giannis is different. I think Top Shot held on to a bunch of these. Yeah, see, Top Shot held on to all these Giannis's. So the Giannis's may overtake LeBron at some point just because they're holding these out for a different distribution method. And this is why I said that that Giannis that sold today for 8,000 legendary is more rare because there isn't even like a jersey MGLE of Giannis. Wow, there's a lot that haven't been distributed, about 50. So I guess we'll just have to see how this all plays out. Next, we will dive into the rookie debut rare set. So the rookie debut set actually started out not terribly high in price. I think it's just because of how the 2020 season played out. Things were like $100 or less for, let's say, like most of the summer, and then once the bubble and the playoffs started up again is when the set really started getting attention, and the rookies that were standouts started bubbling up to the top. So as obviously you have Zion and Ja Morant as the two most expensive. The number one Zion, so Zion was a challenge reward for having all the rookie debuts, and the number one Zion sold for $10,000 off market, which was the highest sale. I believe I don't know if there's any other bigger sales that happened off market, obviously, but to my knowledge, that's the highest sale. And that was an Ethereum, and Ethereum was half the price that it is like right now. So basically paid $20,000 in today's terms for the number one Zion to a very prominent NFT collector who knows his stuff with everything, and he says he's holding it for his retirement, and this guy knows his stuff, so I tend to believe him. So we have Zion, Ja, Michael Porter Jr. was also a reward for 300. And you have Hero for 219. RJ, Kobe, Garland. These actually might have went down a bit. This is actually interesting. The Thibault was the first super challenge reward. If you completed all the GOT game challenges, and you had all, I shouldn't say you completed, if you had all the GOT games moments, including all the 4 different challenge rewards, you got this Thibault, which was the super challenge. So now I'm waiting on the super duper challenge, where if you hold multiple super challenge rewards, you get a super duper reward. Rui 67, Bobo 54. Maybe these went back down. Let's see. I have it up here. Obviously, you have like the number one. Wow, the number one is PJ Washington, went for 2,000 as the most earlier in the month. Christmas is Zion. Someone got a nice Christmas gift. Zion, Ja, Zion, Michael Porter. You got Zion's for 700. Ja Morant 700. Zion. Who's not Zion? Number one Cam Reddish for 6. Whole bunch of Zions for 5. Okay, here we go. DeAndre Hunter number 1, 500. Jarrett Culver number 1, 500. Brantley number 1, 420. Ja Morant. Pretty interesting set, because obviously, like, you want to hope that you get a little serial of a rookie, and then they end up becoming like the next LeBron James. So you have like the real life physical trading card situation where you see like the Panini LeBron James rookie card going for $10 million. So that's why this set's interesting, because it actually has like the rookie in it. People are seeing the rookie debut set as the I guess I want to say the unofficial, this is the rookie card of the rookie, and that this one should be worth $1 million if they become, the ultimate superstars in the future. So yeah, you see there's a lot for like 200-300. Porter Jr., Hero, Hunter. Pretty low serials, but nothing like, it's not all number ones. Number ones are 500. So there are plenty of sales, 200 and above. I had thought they were all at least 100, but they're not cheap, but all this, the first drop ones are much more money than the second drop ones, I guess I should say as well. I forgot there were two separate drops of this. So I guess we'll see what happens. We'll see what the rookie debut pack looks like this season, and how the rookies of this year play out. Maybe the LaMelo Ball number 1 might go for 100,000. Who knows? Now the last rare set I want to get into the details with is Throwdowns. So I've been watching this set specifically over the past week, and the reason I want to cover this is because of, as you can see, LeBron James. In the beginning of the week, this was like 375, and I watched it go up a little bit. I haven't even looked at this in like 2 days, and now I just opened this to make this video, and I see it's already at 650. And I was joking around earlier in the week also. I'm like, all you guys buying the bronze, you got to start pumping up that Throwdowns, LOL. And now they actually did it. LeBron's up to 650 in Throwdowns. It's actually crazy. Again, there's only 275. This is less than the MGLE. And then you have the Westbrook, which was the reward for the set, for 125. And you have Giannis for 84. I expect these three to shoot up. This Giannis is actually a great investment right now. Wow. I think this is a great set to maybe, throw some money at if you looking for a higher risk return type thing. DeRozan 80, AD. I mean, once you head to AD, they're under 30. But again, you want to look for those superstars that have deals. I just can't believe this is 650. It's actually blowing my mind right now. Wow, that's awesome. Let's look at sales. So I said this is over 1,000. So this is the latest 1,000 sales. How early does this go to? All right, it goes back to August. So, oops. Okay, so the biggest sale. The biggest sale was obviously LeBron number 24. Interesting. For 1,500. The number 2 went for 722. Wow. You can see why people are pumping this up. On Christmas, someone got it for 522. And then yesterday was the 425 was bought and the 400. And then last week you had the 400. So you can see that people are just hoarding anything LeBron. It's different buyers as well. It's like maybe people are like just hoarding it and stacking up the offers, but it's all different buyers. Here's, a bunch more LeBrons in the past week or so. All the ones under 400 went. I assume they saw what was happening with the other sets. They came swooped in here. Wow, it's all LeBron. Wow. Besides this Westbrook, it's like, oh my god, it's all LeBron. Wow, pretty incredible. This is why I want to touch on this one quick. That's not that one, it's this one. So if you made it this far through the video, thank you. And I just want to quickly touch upon a couple more things. I don't want to spend a ton of time on them. The other OG set you have denied, nothing crazy. You have the Zion for 150. Nothing else here is really worth your time. Everything is really cheap. If you're just like the player, want to be a collector, easy set to complete. OG set, maybe it'll go up. I don't know how much time it's worth. Next, you have the rare set of the finals. You have the LeBron for 167. It's holding value. You have the Jimmy Butler reward for 50. But other than that, you have AD for 40. And then it's just, nothing. Nothing worth your time or energy. Obviously, keep your eye on the LeBron here. I'd keep an eye on, Butler and AD here as well. Next, this is a pretty new set. I didn't really want to dive into new sets too much here. You have the Run It Back, which was more throwback, classic, some retired players in here. I really don't know too much about this, but I sorted by price. I see the Kevin Durant. I guess it's a reward for 300. Still first and only Kevin Durant moment as of now. There was none from the 2020 season. Next, you have another Giannis for 300, and then you start having these throwbacks from retired players for 140 and below. These are actually good deals. I might actually buy some of these. I don't know too much about it. I'll do my research. I'll probably buy some of these retired players. Because, 275, it's pretty scarce. And then the last thing I always like to look at is the Ja Morant with the strip specifically. I'm not going to get into the with the strip set. I have a lot to say about that set. But the Ja Morant with the strip is the first challenge reward. It's the blue party hat of Top Shot, the very first airdrop reward. It is up to 211. It's been hanging around 200. I believe it's worth a lot more. I believe it'll go higher. And that's it. Hope to start putting out more frequent videos. It's been a fun year. It was such a fun summer getting into this, trading with everyone before the marketplace. The marketplace came out. The community is growing exponentially. I'm just happy to see everyone starting to talk about this. Price is moving up. Thanks to everyone, Dapper Labs, everyone watching this. If you took the time to subscribe or engage with me anyway, thank you so much. Looking forward to the new year, the new basketball season. Thank you, everyone, and have a great day.